Hello students, welcome back to the channel Maths Insider. Today we will touch upon some advanced problem on solving the quadratic equation using factorization method. So what are the things we're going to learn from this video are recap of the factorization method step by step what we have learned in the previous video, then how to solve the tougher quadratic equations. Here we'll taking care of the sign as well as the value, then faster tricks for splitting the middle terms and how to avoid the common mistakes which we generally do during the exam, and some quick revisions. So watch till the end of this video. So let's get started. So we'll now see what are the advanced level questions which do comes in the exam using the factorization method. So before we take upon all the examples or the harder problems, what we will see is that let's recap what we have learned so far. So we have learned all the 5 important steps, and what are these steps? Step 1, express the quadratic equation into standard form. So if the equation has been given, we first need to see whether that particular equation is standard or not. If it is not in a standard form, so we have to express it in the standard form. Secondly, step 2, split the middle terms. So this is the most important step in this factorization method. So where we need to split the middle term of this given equation. So we have to split, say for example here b, we have to split into two numbers, say p and q, so that the sum of p and q will become b, and also the product of p and q should be equal to the product of the coefficient a and constant c. So this is the most important step. If we can able to perfect this step, all other steps will fall in place and you can able to correctly solve that particular problem. So step 3, then it's easy, factorize the equation. So once we split the middle term, we can able to factorize the whole equation into two factors, that is in terms of x plus p times x plus q. And then step 4, we have to equate each of these factors to 0. So set each of the factors to 0, that is x plus p equal to 0 and x plus q equal to 0. And what is the final step? We have to solve for x. So we have to find the value of x once we are equating this to 0. So solve for the variable x. So these are the 5 important steps we should follow. Now let's take an example and how we apply these 5 steps to solve the quadratic equation. So let's take the example 3x square plus 11x plus 6. So this is the equation given. So first of all, we need to see whether this particular equation is been expressed in standard form or not. So express the equation in the standard form. So which from this above solution, it's already in standard form, so we need not have to do anything. So step 2, we have to split the middle term. So what does this mean? Splitting the middle term means we have to take two numbers such that sum of the two numbers is equal to the middle term, and the product of the two numbers will be equal to the product of a and c of the given equation. So split 11 into two terms so that sum equal to 11 and the product is equal to 3 times 6, that is equal to 80. So how we can split it? 11. So 11 can be split into two numbers, say 9 and 2. So 9 plus 2 is 11, and if I multiply 9 times 2, it will give me 18. So it is satisfying both the sum and product. So both the sum and product are satisfied. So then step number 3, we can able to factorize the given quadratic equation as follow. So 3x square plus 11x plus 6. So 3x square 11x we are splitting into 9x plus 2x plus 6. So these are split into 9x and 2x, and if we multiply 9 and 2, it will give me 18, which is 6 times 3. Now we are taking 3x common from 3x square plus 9x and 2 common from 2x plus 6, and we are having 3x plus 3 as common, so we are taking it out and we get the factors as x plus 3 times 3x plus 2. Step number 4, set the factors to 0. So x plus 3 is equal to 0 and 3x plus 2 equal to 0. Now final step, we have to solve for x. So solve for variable x. So x plus 3 equal to 0 or x equal to minus 3, and 3x plus 2 equal to 0 or 3x is equal to minus 2 or x equal to 2 minus 2 by 3. So therefore the final answer, the roots of the given quadratic equation are minus 2, minus 3 and minus 2 by 3. Now example 2. Solve the equation 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. So now this is becoming a little bit tricky, where we have a negative sign in the middle terms, and let's see how we're going to tackle this kind of problem. Now first express the equation in standard form, which already the equation has been given in the standard form, so we need not have to convert it into standard form. So step number 2, we have to split the middle term. Now we have to split the middle term of this given equation. So what is the middle term? That is minus 1. 6x square minus 1, and a and c is 6 and minus 2. So product 6 times minus 2 is minus 12. Now we have a negative sign, so here we have to be a little bit careful. Now the middle term is minus 1. So we have to express minus 1 into two terms, or the two numbers, such that that will give me minus 1. So now we have to split this number into 2 so that the sum is equal to minus 1 and the product becomes equal to minus 12. So how we can able to do this? So if we take minus 4 and 3, so minus 4 plus 3 becomes minus 1. And if we multiply minus 4 into 3, it gives minus 12. So both product and sum is getting satisfied, but be careful with the sign. So here we have to take care of the negative sign. So numbers are minus 4 and 3. Now step 3, factorizations of the quadratic equation. So now we will perform the factorizations, which will become easy. 6x square minus x minus 2. So 6x square minus 1, we can write it as minus 4x plus 3x minus 2, so that this will give me, if we multiply minus 4 into plus 3, it will give me minus 12. So if we multiply 6 with minus 2, this will also give minus 12. Now 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2. So now we are taking 2x common from here and 1 common from the other two terms, and 2x becomes 3x minus 2, and here we are taking 1 common, so it is also giving me 3x minus 2, which is the common part. So we are taking out this common part, 2x plus 1. So 3x minus 2 into 2x plus 1, these are the two factors. Step 4, set each of the factors to 0. So 3x minus 2 is equal to 0 and 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Now the final step, step number 5, we have to solve for the variable x. So solve the equation for variable x. So 3x minus 2 equal to 0, or 3x is equal to 2, or x becomes equal to 2 by 3. And 2x plus 1 equal to 0, or 2x is equal to minus 1, or x equal to minus 1 by 2. So we are taking minus 2 from left hand side to right hand side and plus 1 from left hand side to right hand side. Now final answer, the roots of the given quadratic equation becomes or are equal to minus half and 2 by 3. So this is very simple. So only step number 2 is very crucial, and you have to practice that step more and more. Now let us take another example. So solve the equation x square minus 9x minus 20. So this is the equation given. Now step 1, so from the equation we can see it is not the standard form, so express the quadratic equation in standard form. So that means we have to express in terms of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. How can we do that? We have to move minus 20 from right hand side to left hand side, so that become equal to plus 20. And now x square minus 9x plus 20 equal to 0 becomes a standard form. Now step number 2, we have to split the middle term. So the middle term in the given equation is minus 9. So the split the middle term of the given equation. So we have x square minus 9x plus 20. So minus 9 we have to split. This is the middle term. We have to take two numbers such that sum of the two numbers will fetch us minus 9, and the product of the two number will give me 20. 20 times 1 becomes 20. So if we take minus 4 and minus 5 and add it, it will give me minus 9. And if we multiply minus 4 with 5, 5 4 is 20, and minus minus become plus. So the numbers are minus 4 and minus 5. Simple, we got the numbers. Now step 3, we have to factorize the given quadratic equation. So how you will factorize? Write the equations once more. X square minus 9x plus 20, x square minus 4x minus 5x plus 20. So we are splitting minus 9 as minus 4 minus 5, and if we multiply minus 4 into minus 5, it will give me plus 20, and if we multiply plus 20 with 1, that will also give me plus 20. So x square minus 4x minus 5 is 5x plus 20. So taking x common from the first two terms and taking minus 5 common from the second two terms, we'll get x minus 4 common. So take this common x minus 4 and we get x minus 4 times x minus 5. They are the two factors of the given quadratic equation. Step number 4, we have to set these two particular factors to 0 equal to 0. So x minus 4 equal to 0 and x minus 5 equal to 0. So step number 5, solve for the variable x for the given quadratic equation. So x minus 4 equal to 0, or x becomes equal to 4, x minus 5 equal to 0, or x is equal to 5. So the final answer, the roots of the quadratic equation are 4 and 5. So we can easily follow these steps to solve each of these examples, which are a little bit harder, but we can able to solve this very easily. So what are the important tips that you can get from here? Practice the splitting middle terms number of times, take number of examples, different kind of examples with different sign for the given middle term, and try to solve that. Check the sign carefully as we have shown in the second two examples. When you are splitting the middle term, check the sign of the two numbers so that it should satisfy the sum, and also it should satisfy the product. So we have to take the sign in such a way as well as the value, so that both the sign and the value of the sum and product is satisfied. That is most important. So check the sign carefully and verify your answer after you get the answer. You put it in the value, put that particular value in the equation and see whether it is coming 0 or not. Now common mistakes which we generally do while we are solving this kind of equations: wrong pair of numbers. So while choosing the numbers, you should be very careful. So we should choose the number in such a way that the sign should be properly taken for the given numbers. The sign error generally occurs which does not fulfill the sum or does not fulfill the product. Now skipping the steps, don't skip the steps. Always follow these 5 steps one by one and try to do it. Avoid these mistakes in the exam. So only then you can able to get the correct answer for the given questions. Now the quick revisions. So what we have learned so far, we have worked out on different advanced factorizations, which include different signs in the middle term, plus, minus, and also the product a into c, and solving the harder problems. So that we have taken all the examples, and there are faster solving techniques that we have shown. Practice more and more in order to get accustomed with the splitting of the middle term, which will satisfy the sum as well as the product. Then only you can able to factorize easily, and finally you can solve the variable x for the given equation. So I hope you have liked this video. Now in the next video we're going to learn about quadratic formula. So if you like this, please share with your friends, subscribe it. See you in the next video. Thank you.